Today's subject is literary elements. The objective for the teacher is to follow the Common Core standards, RL 2.1, 2.2, and 2.3, which state, ask and answer such questions as who, what, where, when, why, and how to demonstrate understanding of key details in a text. Recount stories, including fables and folk tales from diverse cultures, and determine their central message, lesson, or moral. And to describe how characters in a story respond to major events and challenges. For our review, the teacher will ask the students if they like to help others, what they can do or have done to help others. Our overview, the importance is the learner will understand the importance of helping others, sharing, and cooperation. In the past, we learned about sharing by reading the story of the Berenstain Bears, Learn to Share. Today, we will focus on helping others and cooperation. In the future, tomorrow, we will review the book of The Little Red Hen and share our stories that we made of helping someone else or of us being helped by someone. The objective, the learner will be able to answer questions about the story such as who, what, when, and where. The learner will be able to put the events in order from beginning, middle, to end. The motivation, the teacher will give each student a printed copy of the book. The class will read the story as a group. We'll pass out copies of The Little Red Hen, which I will print off from the computer. The Little Red Hen. Once upon a time, a little red hen decided to plant some wheat. Who will help me plant this? She asked. Not me, said the dog. Not me, said the cat. Not me, said the duck. You see, they were all quite lazy. I will just have to plant it by myself, said the little red hen. Before long, all the wheat was tall. Who will help me cut this? Asked the little red hen. Not me, said the dog. Not me, said the cat. Not me, said the duck. I will just have to cut it by myself, said the little red hen. Before long, all the wheat was cut. Who will help me grind this? Asked the little red hen. Not me, said the dog. Not me, said the cat. Not me, said the duck. I will have to grind it by myself, said the little red hen. Before long, all the wheat was ground. Who will help me bake this into bread? Asked the little red hen. Not me, said the dog. Not me, said the cat. Not me, said the duck. I will just have to bake it by myself, said the little red hen. Before long, all the bread was baked. Who will help me eat this? Asked the little red hen. Me, said the dog. Me, said the cat. Me, said the duck. No, because you did not help. I will have to eat this bread all by myself, said the little red hen, and so she did, with jam on top. After reading the story, the class will discuss with the teacher the book. The teacher will go over the events of the story by asking WH questions. Who did the little hen ask for help? Which the class would reply, the dog, the cat, and the duck. What did the dog, cat, and duck say when the little red hen asked for their help? Not me, would be the reply. When did the dog, cat, and duck decide they wanted to help the hen? And they would answer with when the bread was done. That would be their comprehension questions. Their interpretation questions would be, why did the cat, dog, and duck not want to help the little red hen? If you were one of these animals, would you have helped the little red hen? What lesson did the dog and cat and duck learn from the end of the story? After that, the teacher would pass out worksheets, the first worksheet being the sequencing chart. The class would then draw pictures from the beginning of the story, the middle of the story, and the end of the story. This would help with them recounting the story, and it would be an individual worksheet. The second worksheet would be How to make bread. Step 1 was listed for them, plant the wheat. For step 2, they would put in that they needed to cut the wheat. And step 3, to grind the wheat. Step 4, to put the wheat into the bread and bake it. And then they would ask, what do you eat on your bread? And the answer for the story would be jam. And then they could put whatever they wanted on theirs on the bottom. The last worksheet that I would pass out would be who will help. This is a cut and paste activity. They would cut these animals out from the bottom, and the correct answers would be the dog, the duck, and the cat. They would paste those in these 3 places. And then it says, what did the little red hen grow? And the answer would be wheat, so they would only color the wheat and not the pumpkin, the corn, or the flour. After we finished our worksheets, I would go over all of the worksheets with the students. Then the teacher would pass out bread and jam to the class. As they were eating their bread and jam, they would discuss the lesson they learned from the story. For homework, they would each complete the enrichment activity, which is they will be given a blank book they will illustrate their own story of them helping someone or of someone helping them. For early finishers, the students would be given the opportunity to start their book early. For special needs, the student with learning disabilities will be able to use their accommodations listed in their IEP and work with their paraprofessional if allowed. For remediation, later in the day, the students that need further help understanding the lesson of the story will have a chance to sit down with a teacher or student teacher and reflect on the story and go over what it means to be helpful and why it's important to be helpful.